Welcome back to Lesson 2, Making Decisions Based on Audience and Purpose. In this lesson, we will explore 3 genres of writing. The first genre is literary, the second genre is expository, and the third genre is persuasive. A literary text is a piece of written material, such as a book or poem, that has the purpose of telling a story or entertaining, as in a fictional novel. Its primary function as a text is usually aesthetic, but it may also contain political messages or beliefs. So basically, literary texts are the types of writing that we read for enjoyment. They're the books that you see in the library, the novels, books that come out that are based on movies, those types of texts. Collections of poetry, those types of texts. A literary text is a written work that is generally recognized as having artistic value, such as prose fiction, drama, poetry, and literary nonfiction. So plays are also types of literary texts. Expository text. Expository text is a type of informational text that provides factual information about a topic using a clear, non-narrative organizational structure with a major topic and supporting information. Expository texts can include topics such as historical, scientific, or economic information. Expository text is a type of informational text that clarifies or explains something. So there are different expository text structures, such as description, so a text that's describing something; sequence, a text that's putting something in order as far as the order of events or the order that something you need to do something, steps that you need to take to accomplish a task. That's expository and sequence. Another text structure for expository is compare contrast. What is alike and what is different between two things or more than two things. Cause and effect is also expository text structure, and problem and solution is also an expository text structure. Expository texts are typically like articles that you might read in the newspaper or magazine, research, things like that, things that inform you or explain something. Those are considered expository texts. The third genre is persuasive text. This one has an asterisk by it because this is the textual focus for 11th grade. A persuasive text is any text where the main purpose is to present a point of view and seek to persuade the reader. A persuasive text can be an argument, an exposition, a discussion, a review, or even an advertisement. So it's not just a paper where you argue your point and get someone to agree with your side. It comes in various mediums. A persuasive text is any text written with the intent to persuade or to convince. So now that we have discussed the 3 genres of writing, literary, expository, and persuasive, we're going to talk about writing a proposal for a paper that is either literary, expository, or persuasive. So what is an essay proposal? I'm glad you asked. The purpose of writing a paper proposal is to give your teacher an opportunity to provide feedback on your topic, your argument, or your research goals. So you let your teacher know in advance what you're going to write about, and they provide you feedback if your topic is appropriate, inappropriate, if you need to narrow it, or if it is too narrow. They give you feedback on ways to make it something that you can actually write about for the assignment. A paper proposal requires you to narrow your topic and begin formulating the argument you'll make and or information you will provide. Paper proposals help students by redirecting away from a potentially unworkable topic and toward one that is answerable via research. So writing your proposal lets you know, am I on the right track to be able to write about this? Or do I need to narrow it down? Or is it not specific enough? What type of feedback do I need so that I'm sure I'm on the right track for writing my paper? The point of writing a paper proposal is to avoid the problem of finding out too late that your topic or research question isn't going to work, right? The last thing that you want to do is find out after you've already written parts of the paper or done parts of the research or gotten the resources to do the research. The last thing you want to find out is this question or topic is not going to work, and then you have to start all over. All right, so now we're going to transition into an activity. But before we do that, I want you to think about the types of writing and their purposes. Right, we know that we have literary text, which is to entertain. We have expository text, which is to inform or explain. We have persuasive text, which is to persuade or to convince. So those are the three genres that we're focusing on, and those are their purposes. In the next activity, we are going to be sorting each title of a text into the category and genre that it belongs to in the Venn diagram. Take note if there are any titles that overlap and find themselves in one genre of text as well as another. So here we are. This is our Venn diagram. We have three categories: literary here, expository here, and persuasive here. And the outside, we have several titles. So the first thing, when my dog died. So if I was going to write a paper about when my dog died, this is going to be to share information about my dog's death. It's going to be something that's maybe personal to me and something that's a story or a narrative. It's not going to be entertaining, right? Because that has a positive connotation, but it will belong in a genre of entertainment. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that title under literary. Love in a Dog's Eyes. This can be also literary, right? If I'm going to tell you about my dog loving me, but it can also be expository, because here you can explain what are the behaviors or characteristics of a dog that's in love. There are scientific proven behaviors that a dog will exhibit that you can explain. So this one is kind of overlapping in literary and expository because it's a little bit of both. Okay. Then if we're looking at similarities between dogs and wolves, here I'm going to explain something. And think about when I said previously, a text structure for expository is compare contrast. So this is going to fit in the expository genre. Okay. The effects of dogs' diets on their behavior. Here it looks like paper is going to be informational about dogs' diets and their behaviors. I'm going to be explaining that. So this title is also going to go here under expository. Now we have two left. Stray dogs should be neutered. So there's a key word here, should. That lets me know this is going to be someone's opinion, therefore it belongs under the persuasive category. Okay, and lastly, we have the best breed of dogs for apartment dwellers. The word best signals that this is also an opinion, so we're going to go ahead and put this under the category of persuasive. And that's how you sort, that's how you kind of think about what a paper could be about, and as a result, what genre of writing it could belong to. And please note that there are some papers or some titles that could very well belong in more than one genre. And so that's important because as you're writing, you're going to find yourself kind of sometimes crossing between or having multiple elements from multiple genres in one paper, but you have to make sure that you stay on track for whatever the assignment or task is. Now we're going to move on to assignment or activity number 2, which is writing a proposal. Okay, so we talked about a proposal basically tells your teacher what you're going to write about. For each genre of writing, whether it's literary, expository, or persuasive, you can write a proposal. So I'm going to demonstrate first here how to write a proposal for literary, and all of the next proposals you'll see are going to be based on the same topic, but the genre is going to be different. And so in that, you'll see how the proposal changes based on the genre. So here, for literary purpose, right, we're writing the title is going to be The Night My Dog Died. So that's what my proposal is going to be for, a paper titled The Night My Dog Died. So now I have to explain with my propose how I'm going to write about this under the literary purpose. So here I wrote, in this essay, I will describe the pain and heartbreak that I went through when my dog, Nikki, died one cold November. So notice that I'm describing something, but I'm also talking about emotions, pain and heartbreak. Those are very personal experiences. And I also use the word I here, that I went through. Okay, so this falls under the literary genre because it's telling you about a personal experience that I had and the emotions related to that. Let's move on to see how this proposal could be written for an expository essay. So here we have, in this essay, I will discuss how dogs often sense that they are dying and behave in ways to prepare for death. So notice, expository is to explain, and this essay is going to explain, right, how dogs sense they're dying and thus behave in ways to prepare for death. So it's the same topic, or the night my dog died, but I'm taking an approach for expository instead of literary. And finally, we have persuasive purpose. The night my dog died. So in this essay, I will defend, notice this language, my belief that dogs should be as free as possible. So here I'm telling you I'm defending a belief or position that I have. I'm letting you know it's a belief, right? And I'm saying my stance is that dogs should be as free as possible, without fences, chains, or shock collars, even though it may mean that a dog is vulnerable to more danger and possibly death. So you notice in the last three proposals, they're all on the same topic, the night my dog died. However, depending on the purpose of the essay, the way that I write my proposal is going to be different. There are key words that let my teacher know that I'm in alignment with the purpose. All right, so you'll notice the key word for literary was describe, and I used emotions. The key word for expository was discuss, and I let you know specifically what I'm going to discuss about my dog and what I'm going to explain. And for persuasive, the key word was defend, as well as belief and should. So these are things to keep in mind when you are writing a proposal based on the genre of the writing. So in part 2 of lesson 2's video, you will go through this same exercise, writing a proposal based on one topic but for 3 different genres. So stay tuned for video 2.